usual. Good. All right, good morning, everybody. I am pleased to call to order the January 20th, 2022 meeting of the Montgomery County Board of Commissioners. Note the presence of all three commissioners, and I'm going to ask Ms. Barbara O'Malley to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, as always, I'm going to start this morning with just a brief update on COVID-19. We do continue to see a high number of COVID-19 cases across the county, likely due to the rapid spread of the Omicron variant. Yesterday, we held an in-depth briefing with hospital clinicians to provide the latest updates on how the current surge is affecting our hospitals. I would encourage anyone who's interested to watch that briefing. You can find it on any of the county's social media platforms, or you can visit our COVID-19 page at www.montcopa.org/COVID-19, COVID-19, and the recording is posted there. COVID-19 numbers remain high across the county. Our current positivity rate is 28.84%, and our total 7-day average of cases is 1,067 cases per day. On a positive note, our data shows that 93% of eligible Montgomery County residents over the age of 5 have received at least one dose of the vaccine. We believe that the majority of these folks are fully vaccinated, and we have plenty of vaccine supply. We encourage anyone who is unvaccinated to get vaccinated. If you are unvaccinated, you do not need an appointment. You can just walk in to any of our vaccination clinics. If you are eligible for a booster dose, you will need to make an appointment for a booster dose, but we, again, have plenty of availability at our 4 county-run clinics, and you do have the option to pick whichever booster you would like to receive. And you can see the information on how to make an appointment and where to go on the slide. In addition, our COVID-19 clinics are also offering the flu shot at all of our locations. It is not too late to get your flu shot, and you can get your flu shot at the same time that you're getting your COVID-19 vaccine or your COVID-19 booster. And finally, free COVID-19 testing remains available at all of our sites across the county. Starting last week, we added more than 1,500 weekly appointments through our testing sites. So there should be no problem in getting an appointment. We are also seeing that the lab that we use to process our county tests is been able to get their turnaround time back to normal. So the majority of people being tested at our sites can expect to get their results back within 2 to 3 days. Another positive development is the launch of the federal website, which will allow you to order at-home COVID-19 tests at no cost. Anyone can visit covidtests.gov, covidtests.gov, to order up to 4 at-home tests to be shipped to your household. These are free and should arrive by the United States Postal Service in 7 to 12 days. I would encourage folks to do this so that you've got a couple tests sitting on the counter just in case you or a family member starts to experience some symptoms of COVID. You can test and find out and make sure that you're doing okay or that you do have COVID. And if you do have COVID, then you can quickly isolate and help keep your family, your coworkers, our hospitals safe. We continue to urge everyone who is eligible to get vaccinated, and if you're due for a booster, to get boosted. Please wear a mask indoors. Keep gatherings small and limited to vaccinated individuals, and if possible, outdoors. And now I will turn it over to Commissioner Lawrence for his remarks.
Thank you. Good morning. As Commissioner Arkoosh mentioned, yesterday we heard from several area hospitals about the increase in COVID cases and how it's straining hospital staff and resources. One of the ways that they mentioned is that we could help is by donating blood. While the hospitals are overflowing with patients, they are short on critical life-saving blood donations. According to the Red Cross, they are experiencing the worst blood shortage in over a decade. These dangerously low blood supply levels have forced some hospitals to defer patients for major surgery, including organ transplants. So please join me in saving lives by visiting www.redcross.org and making an appointment to give blood or platelets. Your donation is desperately needed. Next month is Black History Month, and I'm going to give a couple of dates for you to save on your calendar for educational and engaging virtual community discussions organized by the Montgomery County Black History Month Committee. The theme for this year for Black History Month is Black Health and Wellness, and there will be a 4-part virtual series. Each session will run from noon to 1:30 p.m., and the lineup of panelists include leaders and experts in their field and community and Montgomery County employees. The schedule of topics for the virtual series is as follows. February 2nd, Holistic Black Wellness. February 9th, Maternal Child Health. February 16th, Mental and Spiritual Health. And February 23rd, Black Wellness and COVID-19. Some of the sessions will also include musical performances by local artists. Registration is open to everyone in the community who wants to learn about health outcomes in the Black community and what can be done to improve it. And I want to thank our Department of Health and Human Services, the Black History Month Committee, and our local municipal and community leaders for their commitment in putting this wonderful program together each year. This programming is free, but it does require registration. You don't have to sign up for all 4 sessions, but for more information and to register, you can visit www.montcopa.org/Black History Month. Look forward to seeing you there. Thank you.
All right, we will move on to public comment on matters appearing on the agenda. Mr. Stein, would you go ahead and read our rules for public comment, please?
Absolutely. Good morning.
Morning.
All speakers should sign into the meeting on the sheet available in the back of the room or as indicated virtually by Ms. Co-Francisco. All speakers who are physically present must come to the podium if they are physically able. Speakers should identify themselves by name and municipality. Under the law, public comments must be relevant or germane to county business. This means that the subject matter of all comments must be limited to items or issues which are currently before the commissioners for consideration or which may come before the commissioners for consideration at a future meeting. Whether a matter is germane to county business is a determination to be made by the county solicitor. Profane, slanderous, or discriminatory language or comments will not be tolerated in accordance with the county's non-discrimination policy. A time limit of 2 minutes will be monitored, and county staff will respectfully request speakers to conclude their comments if the speaker goes beyond the time allotted. The board is not required to respond to public comments during the course of the meeting, so the public is reminded that this is not an opportunity for dialogue or questions and answers. The board chair may direct appropriate county staff to follow up on any questions or additional comments after the meeting. Disruptive behavior, including but not limited to yelling from the seats, arguing whether matters germane to county business once the solicitor has made a determination of such, refusing to yield the floor once time has elapsed and being requested to sit down, or otherwise attempting to disrupt the meeting, shall be grounds for removal or muting from the meeting without further admonishment or warning. And as always, the commissioners welcome written correspondence, comments, and feedbacks at commissioners@montcopa.org.
Thank you, Mr. Stein. All right, we will begin with public comment on matters appearing on today's agenda. Anyone for that?
It appears we have only folks for general public comment today.
Okay, then we will move on to general public comment.
Okay, first we have Pauline Bracchio.
Good morning, my name is Pauline Bracchio, I'm from Tomlinson Township. Every time you talk about Valerie, I'm speaking to you. Every time you talk about what's going on with COVID in the county, I really have to question that because the CDC does not agree with you. The Omicron, first they said in early December that it was 75% of people with COVID had Omicron. 2 weeks later they said, we made a mistake, it's only 25%. The hospitals are being crammed with people who are afraid, even if they have cold symptoms or flu symptoms, and they're running into the ER. Then they get tested. Sometimes they're tested positive, and then that counts as if they've gone there for like a broken leg or something even, they're automatically tested. And if it's a false positive or a real positive, because you don't really know with these tests, it's counted as having COVID. They're not actually admitted into a bed in the hospital. They're usually treated and released. You had Omicron, you thought, or you had some form of it, of COVID, and you did not run to the ER, I'm guessing. So I think it really would behoove you, since you're supposed to be the one who is in charge of the county, you should do one of your public announcements on the news or something and say, if you feel sick, like you have a cold or the flu, please don't go to the ER, because it's worthless. Wearing that mask is worthless. Now they're saying, even if you really want to have mask protection, you have to have a respirator. You know, the kind that builders use for asbestos with the things on the sides? That's what you have to have. These masks, even the N95, they don't work. And that's been known since the beginning. People going on ventilators died. That's been known since the beginning. People getting remdesivir, or however you say it, that kills people. This is getting ridiculous. I think you ought to just come out. If you're a physician, you should come out with the
Bradshaw,
truth.
your time is up.
Thank you.
Any other general public comment?
Yes. Next, we will go to Andrew Corman.
Thank you, Commissioners. Andrew Corman, Upper Pottsgrove Township. I stand today and every day for truth, health, and freedom. This is a quote from Dr. Martin Luther King, whom we celebrated on Monday. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. There's a great injustice that has happened to our children in these past 2 years. Here are a few headlines that you will not hear on the mainstream media or from the government propaganda machine. The cult of masking, the cult of masked school children. History will not look kindly on our evidence-free decision to make our kids suffer the most. What did they do to the kids? As a teacher for special needs and underprivileged students, I saw the effects of school closures up close. It was a moral crime. From the New York Post, making kids wear masks in school is torture, not safety. This article was published in The Atlantic. When I soured on the Democrats, why I soured on the Democrats. COVID
Sir, I'm going to ask you, because masking is not an issue that the commissioners deal with, I'm going to ask you to try and make this as
It's a health and
something really to the
Okay, can I
commissioners.
ask for my time back? Because it is a health and safety issue, and it has to do with the Department of Public Health, which the commissioners oversee. I would like at least 10 seconds back.
No. Please make this relevant to items that are going to come before the commissioners or might come before the commissioners at a meeting.
Does the Department of Public Health not come before the commissioners?
The Department of Public Health is a department, but what you're discussing isn't necessarily a Department of Public Health matter.
It absolutely is, because the Department of Public Health oversees the public schools in Montgomery County, 100%. And the measures and the restrictions that are in place are there because of the Department of Public Health.
So that's the part where you're incorrect, and your time is up.
I beg to differ, because if you ask all of the superintendents in...
Sir, your time is up.
Wow.
Any other general public comment?
We have two folks that are logged in via Zoom. So first, we will go to Robert White. You'll just need to unmute yourself.
Good morning, and Robert White, Perkiomen Township. I'm here in the interest of public safety. You may recall I did attend and offered public comment at the January 6th meeting, and my interest specifically relates to the creation or formation of the new County Pretrial Services Unit and the impact that that unit is having on safety in Montgomery County. And I was led to believe that someone would follow up with me after the January 6th meeting. Unfortunately, I have not heard from anyone. So I followed up to the commissioners on January 12th with an email, and I have not heard a response to that email as well. And I'm left to trying to figure out the impact of this unit and what it means for safety concerns by using websites such as the Crime Watch PA Montgomery County and the PA Unified Judicial System portal, where I can see how cases are handled. And again, you may recall that I was initially intrigued by a person charged with 83 felony counts of child pornography being essentially released and is currently walking the streets of Montgomery County. So I would really like to know, based on the press release that the county issued announcing the formation of this new unit, I would like to know the data that you're collecting and that you're monitoring and that you're overseeing the overall performance of this unit and the impact that it's having potentially on the residents of Montgomery County. Should I expect follow-up?
Sir, we will try to get you some follow-up from the courts, which is who actually oversees that program, but we will absolutely convey your information over to them and see if they can respond.
I'm sorry, I'm having trouble hearing you.
We will get you some follow-up. That the pretrial services team is overseen through the court, through the judicial system and here in the county, but we will forward your request and hopefully they will follow up.
Okay, great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, next we will have public comment from Barb Furman.
Barb Furman, New Hanover Township. We are in 2022 and about to embark on a new election year, and our county system has not shown to be transparent when it comes to the voter rolls, the machines, and the counting of ballots outside of the 401 local precincts. We have had a system for hundreds of years and found that counting of ballots is best at the local precinct. Chain of custody and equal protection is essential for free people to trust the election of their officials who are public servants. You work for us. You represent me. It seems the percentages of registered voters, apparently 98% of Montgomery County eligible voters are registered. Is that believable? I have studied the summaries of the last 6 years of elections, and we are now counting mail-in ballots in Norristown, the municipality of our 63 total that has the least voter participation. Does that make sense? It is time to count all ballots in person and by mail at the local precinct of which that voter resides. You, the county commissioners, can make that decision this month or next month. You can demand signature verification standards in voter ID. You can direct county officials on the rules of postmarks and ending the time ballots will be accepted. You can curtail the use of third-party access to voter rolls. Certifying elections is serious in our county, in our constitutional republic, and we, the people, are engaged. Thank you.
Okay, that concludes our public comment.
Thank you. We will now move on to approval of the minutes. I will move to approve the January 6, 2022 minutes of the Montgomery County Board of Commissioners. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment? Hearing none, move to a vote. Any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. So next, this is one of my favorite things we do every year. We are going to get an update on our Montgomery County 2040 Comprehensive Plan implementation report. And just as a reminder to folks that are watching, our 2040 plan guides much of the work that we do here in the county. And every year we ask to get an update on what kind of progress we're making. So this morning we have Ann Leavitt-Gruberger, our planning section chief from our Montgomery County Planning Commission, to give us that update.
Are you okay with this view? Yeah. It's presented in full screen. I just want to make sure. Okay. I'm just going to share it.
Great. Good morning.
Morning, Commissioners. All right, so
Today I am presenting, as you mentioned, the 2022 implementation update. So when I was here last year, I thought that 2020 was a tough year, but 2021 was a pretty tough year too. But I think that our county comprehensive plan allows us to pivot, and it's key to its success. The various departments that submit their work items from 2021 to me have really, I think, done an amazing amount of work, and a diverse amount of work as well. The Planning Commission, other county departments, and local agencies, we really partner to implement the plan in a variety of ways. People want to be connected. Oh, I'm on the wrong slide, aren't I? Okay, so we're going to cover the three themes of the county comprehensive plan, and the first one is connected communities. People want to be connected and a part of their broader communities, and a key role for the county, not just the Planning Commission, but all of our departments, is to help these connections occur. So the goals of connected communities remain the same as they have been in prior years. It's to encourage collaboration and partnerships among governments, businesses, institutions, and other organizations, to improve transportation quality and expand options for workers, to expand and connect county trails with local trails and other open space areas, and to support strong downtowns and community destinations. In 2021, the county made progress in moving forward with its collaborations with outside organizations. The Planning Commission funded 23 new projects with its Montco 2040 implementation grant program. 23 is, I think, the most projects we've ever funded in a year. We've also embarked on a county-wide diversity, equity, and inclusion training program for key staff across all departments. We continue with our goals of data sharing and transparency through the implementation of the county's GIS plan and the GIS web portal that we share online. Our campus planning efforts move ahead with the construction on the Justice Center. And our public health partnerships are key. Our COVID-19 testing and vaccine sites, as you just mentioned, Commissioner Arkoosh, continue to expand, as well as our contact tracing and funding to support child care providers. Our health and human services personnel work on educating people on food waste, community gardens, healthy lifestyles, and a variety of other topics. And our Office of Housing and Community Development works on reducing homelessness in a variety of ways, including via the Continuum of Care membership. Also in 2021, we made progress on our transportation infrastructure improvements. 21 county-owned bridges are in various stages of design or reconstruction, and work continued on these projects despite damage caused to many of our county bridges during Hurricane Ida. County Transportation Program, which is another grant program, granted $1 million from our $5 revenue fee to 8 new local transportation projects. Our Montco Pike study continued, and municipalities received a variety of funds from PennDOT and DCED for their own planning efforts. Trail construction and open space planning efforts continue across the county. The Chester Valley Trail had a great ribbon cutting this year, and work continues in Upper Marion, Bridgeport, and Norristown. Our Pennypack Trail crossing improvements at Turwood Road were completed, as well as the section between Byberry and County Line Roads. And we selected a consultant to move forward with architectural and engineering services for the Trail Junction Center, just down the road from here, where the Schuylkill River Trail and the Chester Valley Trail meet. Last but not least, for connected communities, our downtowns and community destinations continue to be a focus of our work. The Office of Housing and Community Development granted CDBG funds to support a variety of street, sewer, and accessibility improvements in municipalities across the county. And the Planning Commission pursued comprehensive planning projects through our community planning partnerships in Bridgeport and Upper Gwinnett and Upper Moreland. and had new planning efforts start in places like Abington and Cheltenham and the Upper Perkiomen Valley. In 2022, we will continue COVID-19 mitigation, contact tracing, and vaccination efforts. We'll work to continue providing education on healthy foods and lifestyles, continue the Montco 2040 implementation and county transportation grant programs. Work on that is already underway. We'll maintain the county's bridge reconstruction work, finish the Montco Pike study, continue implementing the bikeability goals in Bike Montco, and continue the trail construction work that I just mentioned, and initiate design for the Trail Junction Center. Next up is the goal, or the theme, I should say, of sustainable places. The county is full of wonderful neighborhoods and communities. These places need to be sustained and enhanced in a long-lasting way. So the goals of sustainable places include supporting a modern, resilient, green, and energy-efficient infrastructure network, to improve stormwater management, to conserve natural resources, environmentally sensitive areas, and our county's farmland, provide more opportunities for residents to exercise and have healthy lifestyles, support housing choices and opportunities to meet the needs of all people, and to enhance community character. In 2021, we met these goals in a variety of ways. We addressed water quality through projects like the Wissahickon Creek Water Quality Improvement Plan, as well as implementing the county's own MS4 permit. We worked to preserve open space and improved parks. We preserved 5 farms. We actually just went to settlement on a farm on Wednesday. And we began restoration to the Peter Wentz barn and started work on the Lorimer Park Stone Pavilion roof replacement project. We continued to pursue the Norristown Dam FERC permit and began an update to the county's hazard mitigation plan. Also in 2021, we continued to support the housing needs of all residents in the county. Your Way Home continues to address the challenges of homelessness and housing affordability. We adopted the Homes for All plan to move forward on that effort. We promoted access to healthy lifestyles through the very popular Trail Challenge, as well as the work that various county staff are providing with the Build Back Better campaign to improve the emergency food provider system. We enhanced community character through the countywide response to Hurricane Ida. Even though it's only one line in this presentation, that is not to be understated. That was a big effort across many departments. And we continued our commitment to sustainability through ongoing household hazardous waste events and renewable energy purchases. In 2022, we will continue to implement the requirements of the county's MS4 permit, as well as the update to the county's hazard mitigation plan. We'll sponsor household hazardous waste collection events, continue the popular countywide Trail Challenge that grows each year. We'll support farmers through educational events and the creation of a food policy council. And we'll continue implementing Homes for All and supporting the housing needs of the county's residents. Last but not least is the theme of vibrant economy. A strong economy is critical for all places. With a vibrant economy, residents can earn and spend more, governments can make needed infrastructure improvements, and businesses can grow. The goals of the vibrant economy theme include improving transportation access to businesses, encouraging development and investment where infrastructure already exists, attract and retain businesses and important community assets, flexibly adapt to changing market conditions, and facilitating the marketing of the county and its assets, which I think is up next on your agenda. In 2021, we continue to move major transportation projects ahead by beginning the Route 309 Connector Phase 2 project, as well as continuing work on the KOP Rail Final Environmental Impact Statement work. We brought visitors and jobs to the county despite the pandemic. I noted that the Valley Forge National Historical Park reopened its renovated visitor center. And we invested in the county's businesses and workers by continuing the Montco Strong Grant Program, which has shown a lot of success across the county, and continuing workforce training initiatives. In 2022, We'll work to improve transportation infrastructure by continuing design for the Lafayette Street Highway interchange, moving forward with the King of Prussia Rail project. We'll explore and advocate for regional transportation funding by working, for example, to promote the expansion of rail back to Reading. That's a big regional effort that we're currently undertaking. We'll partner with the Valley Forge Tourism and Convention Board to continue promoting the county's regional assets, and we'll improve capacity to assist businesses and consultants who make site selection inquiries here at the county. Last but not least, I always update you on a couple of maps that we provide in our plan. This is a quick look at housing construction as it relates to our growth and preservation plan. We like to make sure that most of our growth is taking place in our designated growth areas, and I believe this data looks at 2020, which is the most recent data we have in terms of housing construction. In that year, we had 93% of our housing construction take place in our designated growth areas. And for non-residential construction, we did even better. Almost 99% was in our designated growth areas. And our program transportation projects, these are the transportation projects that we list in our Montco 2040 plan as being priorities for us. Most of these have been completed. We're about to start our efforts on our next comprehensive plan, and that will include taking a new look at the transportation needs of the county. Even some of the vision projects, those were things that didn't necessarily have funding attached to them. Even some of those have been completed at this point as well. And with that, thank you.
Well, thank you, Ms. Leavitt-Gruberger. Again, I just encourage folks to take a look at this. This original plan was put together with input from, I think, about 2,000 residents and other members of our community. And it is something that does not sit on a shelf, but something that guides our work every single day. And this is our annual check-in, helps hold ourselves accountable, and gives all of you a really great idea of how your county tax dollars are being spent here in Montgomery County. So thank you for this great work. I know that even just putting together this report is a lot of work because there's a good story to tell here. And I encourage folks to take a few minutes to go online and take a look at it. Where can folks get this if they want to take a deeper look?
We'll have it posted to the Planning Commission's website by later this afternoon.
Thank you, Ann.
Thank you.
And thank you for the update. I'm glad we're meeting a lot of these milestones.
Thank you, Commissioner Gale.
Thank you. All right, next, and Ann teed this up, we are going to hear from our friends at the Valley Forge Tourism and Convention Board for their annual State of Tourism presentation.
Well, good morning, Commissioner. Good morning, everybody. It's great to see you on this beautiful sunny day outside right now. But this is our annual operations update for 2022. Today you're going to hear from the team. You're going to hear from Lisa, from Rachel, from Justine and Jake. We're going to give you the outlook on tourism, hospitality, the economic impact, and the overall job that's happening right now in Montgomery County. A few words to me that reflect where we're headed would be strategic, confident, bold. We're definitely optimistic, and we're going to continue to be competitive. You're going to hear today from sales on an update on many of our renovated hotels and new hotels, their strategic initiatives, our membership and events, the visitor center, and of course the famous Red Rocket. Marketing is going to update you on consumer campaigns, redesigned website, our data-driven decisions, and our creative videos, along with a lot of technology. Really, really optimistic about our technology right now as we lead the region. It's pretty cool. From a communications and government relations update, you're going to hear about our new member minute strategy, our Crave Montco month that we're going to be rolling out, our Arts Montco Week and Jazz Festival. You're going to hear today about our PR and social government relations strategy and strategies, and Freedom from Hunger. We want to thank the commissioners for their continued support with Freedom from Hunger where we're going with that. So a lot of good economic impact drivers are going to be presented today. At the end, we'll finish with any questions. I'm going to turn to a video, and when Justine presents, she'll give you an update for what's happening with the video right now. Go.
So, what do you want to do today?
Today, I want to run. I want to skate. I want to see a show. I want to play. I want to eat, like a lot. I want to sleep in a hotel. Can we do all that?
We can do all that and more.
Hey, Jake.
All right, that was great. Thanks a lot, Mike. And good morning, commissioners. Happy New Year. Obviously, thank you for this opportunity to update you on the hospitality industry here in Montgomery County. So yeah, let's kick things off by saying we are confident, optimistic, and excited for the return to travel. Yes, Omicron has certainly influenced the industry. However, we expect it to be short-lived. And by the time we come out of Q1, we will start to see some traction and we will continue to rebound toward 2019 levels here in the county. So we are optimistic. So how are we looking at the data? And as you can see on this slide, we get data from all sorts of different channels: tourism economics, destination analysts, U.S. travel, Smith Travel Research, large national firms. But that information also trickles down here into the county, and they all agree that the continued rebound of leisure travel and its resiliency. And in fact, as of today, 8 in 10 individuals are ready to travel. And we expect to see that trend continue here in the county. So next slide, and honestly, as you get to the end of 2022, for leisure travel, you can see here that we very well would be at 2019 levels or exceed 2019 levels. So I'd like to say that the industry could be a little bit delayed, but not denied. That's how we're looking at it. So then you go to the next slide. So how are we looking at the business traveler? Another key component to the county. Honestly, until some vehicles get back into the commercial parking lots here in the county, we still have a little bit of ways to go. However, as you can see, there are companies already traveling. Smaller meetings are taking place. The larger meetings are going to be a little bit of a struggle, but we are going to focus on the smaller quality meetings. That is a corporate initiative that we have for the organization this year, and you'll hear more about that from Lisa with her sales update later on. So where does that leave us year end? And if you go to the next slide, what's really interesting here is, during the pandemic, which is that upper left-hand corner there, you can see supply has grown to about 9,400 hotel rooms in the county. That's a 7% increase over 19. So despite the pandemic and everything that took place literally in the last 2 years, hotel industry still wants to be here. The vibrant economy of Montgomery County, it's a place to be. This has also led, honestly, to a larger, a significant investment in capital throughout the other hotels in the county. And you'll, again, learn a little bit more from Lisa later on. So, how does this all roll up? So, if you look at the supply increase, like I said, which is 7%, the ADR, which is your average daily rate, you can see there in green, that's actually forecasted to be a record level of a little over $119. We know it, everything is going up in cost, and so are our rooms. So if you factor in the supply and the increase in rate, the occupancy rate, et cetera, we're very well potentially looking at record room revenue in the county for the year of 2022, which is pretty amazing. And why is this being driven? What is driving this? You can see some of the items down below that roll up into how we're looking at things as we roll through the rest of the year. And then last but not least is our next slide, which is just a real quick overview of some very high-level initiatives for the organization. Great time for us to roll out a new strategic plan. So that is first and foremost on our list for this year. Obviously, a significant component to that will be diversity, equity, inclusion, And also not on here is community. Giving back to the community has been so big for us during the pandemic. And we're just going to continue that momentum as we go through the rest of this year. Obviously, some of these other items, you've heard before. We teed up the out-of-market TV early on. You'll hear more about that. All of which, everything that we do on a day-to-day basis here is being driven by data. One of which, a new software that we have is called Zartico. Pretty amazing stuff. You're going to hear more about that as well from Justine. And then last but not least, obviously our meetings campaign, which is something that we have to do. We owe it to the hotel community. They've been hurt so bad, the hospitality industry. They need our support more than ever, and we're going to rise up and meet that demand. So with that said, I will now turn it over to Justine, who's going to give you an update on our 22 marketing plan. Justine?
Great. Thank you, Jake. Good morning, commissioners. I'm really excited to give you an insight into some of our marketing plans for this year. There's so much opportunity for us to reach travelers in new and exciting ways. So today I'm going to highlight 4 things that our team is focused on. So next slide. First, we're focused on building the best consumer marketing campaigns our organization has ever done to bring travelers to Montgomery County. We're going to be strategic and aggressive with our campaigns to reach more consumers than ever before. To do that, we're expanding into new markets, including New York State, down through Virginia, and we're going to invest more in the markets where we already have a strong presence. We're going to continue to utilize traditional media opportunities, TV, out of home, but data has shown that the behaviors and habits of potential visitors, they're changing. That's due to the pandemic. And we want to reach them through the new channels that they're responding to most. So our campaigns are also going to include a large investment in new media, such as OTT. So that's, your streaming apps, Hulu, Peacock, audio like Spotify and podcasts. We've never done that before. And our digital and social media tactics will lean heavily on specific audience targeting. And since we know booking windows are so small right now, we're going to align with trusted travel sites like Expedia, like TripAdvisor, more than ever before, because these sites can turn audiences into travelers very quickly. Next slide. This year, we're also focused on learning all we can about who is visiting Montgomery County. So as Jake mentioned, we've partnered with this company called Zartico to track visitor movement throughout the county. We are the first and only tourism board in the region to work with Zartico. The big point here is that we'll now have access to geolocation data to see movement throughout the county. We'll then be able to overlay all our other data sources through this one platform and really understand how everything interacts, really identify those points of interest in the county and visitor patterns. So if we want to find out, for example, if visitors from New York State, are they doing day trips or overnight trips? If you want to see how many visitors versus residents were in Ambler on a first Friday, we'll be able to do that. I really believe this is the wave of the future for destination marketing organizations like ourselves. Analyzing data like this is really going to help us explain what we do on a daily basis. We're going to know more about our visitors, where they're going, how they're spending, more than ever before. And then being able to share this information with our team, with members, stakeholders, people here at the county like yourselves, it's just going to have a huge economic impact. And I'm so excited to have this platform to continue to look at data like this. Next slide. 2022 is also going to be all about the brand new valleyforge.org. Over the last year, our site went through an extensive hands-on redesign process so we could speak to the needs of pandemic travelers and what they're looking for as they travel now. No other DMO in the region has done this. Montco's site is the newest site out there. It's fun and it is as fun and unique as the county itself. I just think it looks really great. The new site speaks to travelers, residents, event planners in a whole new way. There's easy booking features for hotel stays now. There's a new map feature to highlight different areas of the county. We're prioritizing video, user-generated content. Everything is mobile friendly, and we made sure editorial content is easy to find and read. Just in the first 20 days of this year, page views are up over 25% of last year. And finally, we're focused on fresh and original videos. Video is so important to our marketing efforts. Over the last 2 years, the data shows that there's been a huge increase in the amount of online videos people watch. We've identified the key key of success for us moving forward will be appealing to short attention spans with our videos. We plan to create videos that are quick, easy to consume, emotionally appealing, and entertaining. Everyone wants to watch something entertaining. That's what we need to do. So videos will help expand our growth on our website, social media, and in all our paid media efforts. So the video you saw at the beginning of this presentation is our first video of 2022. I think it hits all those points: fast, emotionally connecting, and fun. It's also the first time ever we've really showcased some of the outdoor winter adventures in Montco. You saw the new ice skating rink at Spring Mountain. The Ambler Theater was also in that video, as well as the Alloy Hotel in King of Prussia. You'll start to see that more on your TV, on your social feeds really soon, but we were able to premiere it over the weekend during the Eagles game this past Sunday. And I know they lost, but I do think this video is a winner, and we're going to continue to use it over the next few months to promote winter stays in Montgomery County. I'm going to hand it over to my colleague Rachel now for more on communications.
All right, great. Thanks, Justine. And thank you, commissioners. For communications, let's kick things off with our 2022 plan for July's second annual Crave Montco Month, which is basically our version of a restaurant week on steroids. That's because we're the only ones in the region daring enough to commit to a restaurant and Montco Maker promotion for 4 weeks in a row instead of just one. This started out as a way to support restaurants dealing with staffing and supply issues last year, but it's turned into what's going to be a staple event for our organization. We know that the consumer desire to dine out is only going to grow, and businesses, specifically bars, restaurants, even retail, are coming to Montgomery County at an alarming rate. And we already have more than 1,850 restaurants and Montco makers. With food and beverage employers continuing to face those Omicron challenges, we're going to put everything we've got into promoting these spots while simultaneously seeing what we can really do with this event this year by building off the success of more than 100 participants and expanding on what was already extensive press coverage by taking all the creative and the marketing to the next level. So with social influencer campaign takeovers, kickoff pressers, pop-up events, even celebrity chef appearances throughout the 31 days. And speaking of appearances, you might not have been seeing Monty around for a little bit. He's been quarantining just to play it safe. But as part of our mascot refresh this year, we're also going to have someone coordinating regular visits to businesses across the county for more content and a stronger social presence for our favorite furry fox. And we've already launched a different way that we're communicating with our partners with the Member Minute. It's a shorter, more direct and raw social media-like news clip to highlight business owners and give folks any relevant industry info and trends. Check it out.
Happy New Year, folks. Rachel Riley from the Valley Forge Tourism and Convention Board here with this month's Member Minute. We recently traveled to Hatboro for our members' Steel Penny Cafe. Special shout out to them for helping us celebrate our 10,000 followers on Instagram. Little insider tip for you, our staff member tried one of their seasonal drinks and it tasted like French toast in a cup.
And speaking of cafes, January marks National Hot Tea Month. Our social media tip of the month is to use national holidays to tap into a larger audience and build out your social calendars.
Joe Bates here. Americans are also increasingly enthusiastic to learn about new travel experiences. Over 30% of American travelers expect to take more leisure trips in 2022 than in 2021.
Your HQ in the know. Don't forget to renew your membership and update your listing and your events on our calendar for the Visitor's Guide coming soon. Don't forget to follow us and interact with us on social at Visit Valley Forge. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next month. And in celebration of Martin Luther King Day in January, we're going to leave you with some wise words from Dr. King.
All right, and we must be starting a trend because after that first one went out, we started getting a lot of curious questions from our friends at other area CVBs, including Philadelphia, so it looks like they might be trying to do similar things. We just filmed the second one for February this week, so stay tuned for more on Member Minute. Those will go out each month. Next up, Arts Montco. As the commissioners know, our arts and culture venues were in dire straits when we hosted our inaugural Arts Montco week in the fall, and unfortunately, we're not out of the woods yet. The Greater Philadelphia Culture Alliance recently released that arts and culture budgets are down 26%, earned revenue dropped 46%, and the sector is down by about 8,400 jobs. Many of these places are only surviving due to grants and loans. These groups are resilient, sure, and they're persevering. But how long can we expect them to carry this burden? It's a real concern. This community is vital, and we need the arts and culture now more than ever. That means we've got to up the ante and continue to invest in the arts by raising awareness and driving more foot traffic to our county's 200 arts and culture venues. So how do we top last year's event? By adding a jazz festival, of course. We're expanding to Arts Montco Week and Jazz Fest to diversify entertainment offerings throughout the county, from Montgomery County Community College's new theater to the Keswick to Norristown, Pottstown, and other spaces in between. We also have to be open to unique, informative, and fun performances such as the American Revolution show. This highly rated Chicago-based Italian Renaissance-style live improv show has toured more than a dozen states in front of hundreds to thousands of people anywhere from outdoor train stations to the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. and Lincoln Center in New York. They want to be here in Montgomery County because of our rich history and natural ties to the American Revolution, and we'll keep the commissioners posted on which venue they choose this summer. Thanks to our great partners at King of Prussia Mall, another new project that we're thrilled to share is the art wall we created in the fall to showcase local artists. With the mall exceeding pre-pandemic sales revenues from 2019, our timing couldn't be better to capitalize on all that heavy foot traffic at one of the most iconic malls in the country and to align our arts with our Shop Montco initiative. We received such a positive response that we wanted to continue to update and transform this space. So we'll be highlighting and amplifying the voices and work of artists of color around Black History Month. Here's a sneak peek of some of the pieces that you'll see by artists through Black-owned galleries and studios in Cheltenham and Norristown, as well as works from Souderton and the County Studio Tour and students from Ursinus College, among other higher education schools. We're also going to be putting the spotlight on artists in the LGBTQ community around Pride Month over the summer and Hispanic, Latinx, Native American, and Indigenous peoples in the fall. We can't wait to share their art and their stories. On the social media front, amidst the challenges, the chaos, the anger, the depression, the overeating that we're all facing, or maybe that's just me, I think we could all use a good laugh right about now. So some trends that we're seeing on social and what we're focused on in 22 to build off our follower growth and video views, leading with emotional intelligence to provide users with an outlet. 85% of companies right now rank short form videos as the most effective type of social content, according to HubSpot. So we started a TikTok channel, the first DMO in the region to do so for those fresher, brief, unedited clips that Justine was referring to. We're also sharing user-generated content to capture people's attention. You can see some adorable dogs and snow pictures there, as well as literally anything that's funny, even if it's remotely brand related. We'll also be partnering on more campaigns and initiatives throughout the year with out-of-state influencers and high-profile athletes in the Philadelphia region through off-season for greater exposure. For our town talks, as the commissioners know, our local governments have also been dealing with a lot, from staffing challenges to the latest round of pandemic woes to storm damage, but we were still able to communicate with several towns this year, as it really remains important to remind them of the positive economic impact of the tourism and hospitality industry and emphasize how we can help support them and promote their businesses. Here's a look at some folks that we're looking to visit in 2022, and we're actually going to be starting to cycle back through the towns we first spoke to in 2017. So you can see the list there. Finally, the 7th annual Freedom from Hunger food drive raised a record more than 30,000 pounds in the fall. That brings our lifetime contribution to 75,000 pounds. Now, $6,900 might not sound like a large amount of money, especially with inflation rates being what they are right now, but you can see how far it goes, and that's why we're always trying to emphasize every little bit helps. The Montco Anti-Hunger Network was able to use some of that money to make a bulk fish order purchase of some tilapia, which is pretty significant to be able to offer that kind of protein. So in keeping with our commitment to fight hunger, we want to keep community top of mind for more than just a month or two throughout the year, because let's face it, people are hungry year round. So starting this year, we'll be keeping the donation link open throughout the entire year and boosting awareness for the food drive the whole time with more PR, social content, videos, digital marketing. We're hoping to get back to those kitchen takeovers with you all and connecting it to other things that we're doing, like Crave Month and the upcoming revolutionary 5-mile run. So speaking of Rev Run and the park, I'm going to turn things over to Lisa for updates on visitor services, membership, and sales.
Super. Thank you, Rachel, and thank you, commissioners, for this opportunity. So I'm excited to share that Montgomery County is leading the region and building positive momentum within our hotel community. So over the past 2 years, during a pandemic, hotel ownership has invested $100 million in capital improvements, resulting in 36% of our Montgomery County hotels either being renovated or newly opened, including the new Element King of Prussia, which is an extended stay Marriott hotel welcoming environmentally conscious travelers. And pictured here, a former ironworks site transformed now into the new Residence Inn in Bala Cynwyd, overlooking the Schuylkill River and featuring a riverside cafe and a rooftop restaurant. And an additional 2 more hotels are expected to open this year, increasing our hotel room inventory to 9,700 guest rooms. That's twice as much as any other suburban county in our region. So let's take a quick look at our regional analysis focusing on the suburbs. So Montgomery County captures 40% of the market share, meaning we produce the most hotel revenue as well as selling the most hotel rooms. So through November 2021, Montgomery County sold 1.7 million room nights, which is 60% more than Chester County, 52% more than Delaware County, and 38% more than Bucks. And that's in both hotel revenue and rooms sold. So you may be interested to know, what are we doing differently? Well, for the first time ever, as Jake mentioned earlier, we're spending over $250,000 on a meetings campaign, focusing on weekday business, targeting small, quality corporate meetings, and no other tourism board is doing something like this. So as you know, our weekends have been strong with sporting events and family celebrations. So that's really been a success. For example, weddings. Weddings are expected to reach 4,900 weddings this year in Montgomery County. So that's up 32% over last year. And if you want to compare it to 2019, that's 15% over 2019 levels. So we know that is something we want to focus on and continue to support. Next slide. So we continue to challenge ourselves by incorporating technology into our sales approach. We're ahead of the curve by using digital brochures like this one here, our new valleyforgesports.org digital brochure. We're looking to create also a digital toolbox for our international initiative, which is the countryside of Philadelphia. And our event funding and rewards programs continue to be a competitive advantage for us to win business over other destinations. And we thank the commissioners for their support on these programs. So new this year, we are partnering with Compete Sports Diversity. This organization will provide us with a destination certification that educates and unites the sports community in an effort to welcome more diverse opportunities to our region. Next slide. So with that being said, what else are we doing new? Well, we found that by partnering with existing venues in different ways, we're able to target new opportunities. For example, the King of Prussia Mall has offered their rooftop parking garage to host Hoop It Up. Hoop It Up is a basketball tournament consisting of 250 teams. And then also the Greater Philadelphia Expo Center has offered to host USA Taekwondo Northeast Regional Tournament with over 4,000 athletes, coaches, officials, staff, and family members. So both events are still in the works, but look forward to sharing more details with you this summer, so stay tuned. Next, we have, to support our tourism community even further, we're planning to strengthen our Montco Makers partnerships by hosting a roundtable session with them next month. We're also going to host our 6th annual Montco Golf Classic and Travel Rally on May 9th at Green Valley Country Club in Lafayette Hill. So mark your calendar. And then the APGA is going to come back this fall in Pottstown, fingers crossed. And we are delighted once again to be supportive of the APGA Tour and their mission to bring greater diversity to the game of golf. So as the official tourism board for Montgomery County, we continue to focus on tourism enhancements at our visitor center located at Valley Forge National Historical Park, including our Montco 360 kiosk, with virtual tours like this one you see here, featuring popular attractions from all across Montgomery County, encouraging visitors to explore all there is to see and do in our region. So we hope to announce also that the grand reveal, which is the final piece at Valley Forge, the grand reveal will include the museum at Valley Forge National Historical Park. So stay tuned for more. We're hoping to share that very soon. And lastly, mark your calendar for our 16th annual Valley Forge Revolutionary 5-mile run, also known as the Rev Run. This year it's going to be a hybrid, both in person and virtual, as well as we're upgrading the expo to be a new finish line experience. And that's all happening the last Sunday in April on the 24th. Hope to see you there. And with that, I thank you and I pass it back over to Rachel.
All right, thanks, Lisa. In addition to Rev Run, we just wanted to provide the commissioners with some dates to hopefully save and mark on your calendars for this year. Did want to give a quick shout out to our new creative manager, Joel Hoffman. He put together these awesome slides. So thank you, Joel. Welcome and great job. And then last but certainly not least, we know that the county and the commissioners are going through a lot right now. And in recognition of our appreciation of all that you're doing and in honor and celebration of Black History Month coming up in February, we wanted to leave you with this hopefully inspiring message.
The new dawn blooms as we free it. For there is always light if only we're brave enough to see it, if only we're brave enough to be it.
Well, again, thank you to the team and thank you to the commissioners and everyone on the call and in person. I'd like to open up for any questions the commissioners may have.
Well, Mike and Jake and Justine and Rachel and Lisa, thank you so much. That was incredible, and it is really inspiring to see how much progress has been made across the county despite the pandemic, and I think this is a great example of the attitude that we've seen all across this county throughout these tough last couple of years, is folks pulling together and figuring out how to keep things moving forward in this county. So just really congratulations to all of you. We are so well positioned as we start 2022 and excited to be a part of this and to get to hear about all of this great work. So kudos to all of you.
Thank you, Mike and team. We certainly have the best CVB in the state. I have no question about that, and probably likely the country as well. So we appreciate everything that you do and everything that you've done during the pandemic. I do have a question for Mr. Bowman. I saw that registration is open for the Rev Run now, and I was wondering if he was planning to sign up this year and actually run the race as opposed to just standing at the finish line.
You know, I was leaving my daughter's basketball game the other night and I tripped. And my ankle is, I don't know, it's a little, I'm going to cry. Let me just put it that way.
I know a good doctor. Yeah.
I'll consider it, but thank you, seriously, I thank you every year, Ken, for your help and support and all the commissioners. When you wear that apparel and you're at the Rev Run and you're at all these events and with Paul at TABGA, it really goes far. And when the three commissioners post things that we're doing and it gets posted by other people, it just only goes and goes and goes. And we really appreciate your help.
You bet.
I would also like to thank all of you for this update, and it's glad, I'm happy to see that in 2022 there should be more activity and different business conferences taking place in Montgomery County, golf outings, and the sporting events. So I'm looking forward to that benefiting the economy as a whole here in Montgomery County, and you all play a huge part in it, and I appreciate what you do.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you all. Take care.
Thank you. Have a good week. See you soon. Thank you.
All right, next up, Ms. Leavitt-Gruberger is back. As she mentioned, our Farmland Preservation Program earlier in her presentation, and now we're going to vote on appropriating some funds.
Okay, I don't have a flashy presentation to share with all of you, but this is something we do each year to certify the county's funding for farmland preservation. This is something that we do to secure the state's funding for farmland preservation. So this year, we are certifying funds in the amount of $379,982. This is a combination of funds from the county's capital funds for $50,000, as well as a significant amount of interest that was collected from the 2021 Clean and Green rollback taxes. The interest from those taxes that are collected goes towards farmland preservation. So that's a total of $329,982. $4,000 of those dollars will go towards our annual monitoring of these easements that we do each summer. So again, for a total funding of $379,982.
Great, thank you. I will move that the proper county officials, in accordance with the authority conferred by law, subject to the approval of the county solicitor, hereby commit the sum of $379,982 for farmland preservation use during the year 2022 to be placed in a restricted account for such purposes, and that $4,000 of such funds be allocated to the Montgomery County Conservation District to assist with the statutorily required annual inspections of each preserved farm, with the remainder of the funds to be used for the purchase of agricultural preservation easements. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comments? All right. Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. Thank you.
Great, thank you.
All right, next, an authorization to enter into a lease agreement. Ms. Calder.
Good morning. Montgomery County currently offers free COVID testing at 5 sites throughout the county. The Montgomery County Office of Public Health has identified a location for an additional testing site. It will be in the Station Square Shops in Lansdale that is located on Pembroke Parkway. The available space is 1,765 square feet at a cost of $18 per square foot. In addition to the Office of Public Health, the Department of Assets and Infrastructure has reviewed this site and recommends it as a COVID testing site in Lansdale. The resolution before you will authorize the county to enter into a lease agreement for the space for that testing site.
Thank you. I will move that the proper county officials, in accordance with the authority conferred by law, subject to the approval of the county solicitor, are hereby authorized to execute the necessary documents to enter into a lease agreement for a 1-year term with Patriarch 4LP for leasable space for COVID-19 testing in Lansdale at a cost of $2,647.50 per month. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. I'd just like to comment that I've received several different communications from folks in Lansdale, including State Representative Malagary, asking that a testing site be open there, and I'm pleased that we are able to meet this local community need. Any other comments? Okay. All right. Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. All right. Next, there is a commissioner's reappointment to the Montgomery County Aging and Adult Services Advisory Council. I will move that Amanda Human be reappointed for a term that begins immediately and expires on December 31st, 2022, and that Ed Peterson, Senator Art Haywood, Shamsul Huda, Officer Robert Johnson, Helene Broderick, Senator Robert Mensch, Senator Maria Collette, Betty White, and Barbara Menon be reappointed for terms that begin immediately and expire on December 31st, 2024 to the Montgomery County Aging and Adult Services Advisory Council, and to serve at the pleasure of the county commissioners and in accordance with the current duly adopted bylaws. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comments? All right, hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. Next, we have commissioners' appointments to the Montgomery County Youth Center Board. I will move to appoint Michael Chambers as the designee for Commissioner Joe Gale, to attend meetings of the Montgomery County Youth Center Board of Managers when he cannot attend, and to appoint Tom DeFerdinand to the Montgomery County Youth Center Board of Managers for a term that begins immediately and expires on January 20th, 2025, and to serve at the pleasure of the Commissioners and in accordance with the current duly adopted bylaws. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Gale. Any board comment? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. Next, Ms. Pardieu, we have the personnel list for the Commissioners. Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. You should have in front of you the final copy of the Commissioners' Department's personnel list. It is a 3-page document dated Wednesday, January 19th, 2022, with a timestamp of 3:50 p.m. All positions have been reviewed and accounted for and are presented for consideration.
I will move to approve the January 20th, 2022 personnel presentation as given by Director of Human Resources, Ms. Donna Pardieu, and to authorize the proper county officials to execute the same. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. Thank you. Ms. O'Malley? Advertisement of RFPs.
1, we have an RFP on behalf of Assets and Infrastructure for construction inspection services for County Bridge number 101. The successful responder will provide construction inspection services for the rehabilitation of County Bridge 101, Old Gravel Pike over Swamp Creek in Lower Frederick Township. Contract to be awarded to the highest rated responder. RFP on behalf of Health and Human Services for an opioid media campaign. The successful responder will develop and manage an opioid awareness billboard campaign to support pregnancy and maternal care. Contract to be awarded to the highest rated responder. 3, RFP on behalf of Health and Human Services for lead abatement training services. The successful responder will provide accredited lead abatement training services for the Office of Public Health. Contract to be awarded to the highest rated responder. 4, RFP on behalf of Information and Technology Solutions for a wireless system. The successful responder will replace the county's current wireless success point system. Contract to be awarded to the highest rated responder. 5, RFP on behalf of the Planning Commission and Sheriff's Office for title services. The successful responder will provide title search, title insurance commitments, final policies, and closing services for various county departments on an as-needed basis. Contracts will be awarded to the highest-rated responders.
Thank you. I will move to approve the preceding request for the advertisement of RFPs as described by the Deputy Chief Operating Officer, Ms. Barbara O'Malley, and to authorize the proper county officials to execute the same, subject to the approval of the county solicitor. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. Next, we have an advertisement of an RFP for the Southeastern Pennsylvania Task Force.
Yes, there is an RFP for a mass notification system for the regional counties. The successful responder will provide a mass notification system to replace the Ready Notify system currently in use. The system will be utilized by the entire Southeast Pennsylvania Task Force. Counties include Bucks, Chester, Delaware, Montgomery, and Philadelphia. Contract will be awarded to the highest rated responder. All RFPs and bids are available on the county's purchasing website at www.montcopa.org/purchasing.
Thank you. I will move to approve the preceding request for the advertisement of an RFP on behalf of the Southeastern Pennsylvania Task Force as described by the Deputy Chief Operating Officer, Ms. Barbara O'Malley, and to authorize the proper county officials to execute the same subject to the approval of the county solicitor. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. Okay, next, we'll move on to awards of contract for the county.
1, contract award assets and infrastructure equipment rental multiple providers not to exceed $700,000. Contract provides equipment rentals for road and trail maintenance. Specification 6465 was viewed by 23 providers with 4 responses received. Contracts are awarded to all responding providers having met all qualifications of the specification. Contracts are for a period of 1 year with 1 optional annual renewal term. Awarded responders, TNT Contracting Incorporated of Fairview Village, PA, Floyd G. Hirsch Incorporated of Green Lane, PA, Strauss Landscaping Incorporated of Schwanksville, PA, Flyway Excavating Incorporated of Mount Joint, PA. 2, contract award Health and Human Services Consultant, Jeff Caltabiano of Syracuse, New York, not to exceed $195,000. Contract provides an emergency rental assistance program policy consultant. RFP 2180 was viewed by 29 providers with 3 responses received. Contract is awarded to the highest rated responder. Contract is for a period of 1 year beginning 1/20/2022 with 2 optional annual renewals. 3, contract award public safety internet connection, Kinber of Harrisburg, PA, $29,172. Contract provides monthly service fees for internet commodities, Ethernet port service, and point-to-point service for the 2022 term. Award provides connection to the Keystone Initiative for network-based education and research. Service is proprietary by Kinber, who owns and operates the fiber optic network. 4, contract award purchasing, supplies, Amazon Capital Services Incorporated of Seattle, Washington, $100,000. Contract provides estimated miscellaneous purchases as needed by county departments through an Amazon business portal for the 2022 term. Items purchased are typically unavailable from our regular vendors or available from Amazon at a significantly reduced cost. Contract is available through an Omnia cooperative contract. 5, contract award sheriff equipment, Whitmer Public Safety Group of Coatesville, PA, $98,219.34. Contract provides 30 concealable bulletproof vests with accessories and 18 special response vests with accessories for county SWAT team use. Equipment is available through a PA state contract. 6, contract award public safety maintenance, Hexagon Safety and Infrastructure of Huntsville, Alabama, $503,153.52. Award provides proprietary hardware and software maintenance for the 911 computer-aided dispatch system. Contract is valid for the period of 4/1/2022 to 3/31/2023. 7, contract award of public safety software, CDW Government of Chicago, Illinois, $55,275. Contract provides software maintenance of mobility licenses for public safety agencies in Montgomery County. Software is required for seamless connectivity of all agencies within Montgomery County and allows for connectivity to computer-aided dispatch and record management system. Contract is valid for the period of 3/21/2022 to 3/20/2023. Software is available through a PA CoStarz contract. 8, contract renewal, District Attorney and Coroner, Drug Testing and Forensic Toxicology Services, National Medical Services of Willowboro, PA, $1,185,000. Contracts provide drug testing and forensic toxicology services for the District Attorney and Coroner's offices. This is the second of 3 optional annual renewal terms for 2022. Provider is the only firm that meets the requirements of the county. 9, contract renewal, multiple departments, engineering services, multiple providers. Contract provides on-call engineering services as per RFP 1627. Renewal is for a 3-month period while a new RFP is being prepared. A list of the qualified firms is located in the back of the room. 10, contract renewal, human resources consultant, Lincoln Financial Group of Radnor, PA, $80,000. Contract provides for the management of the county's 457 retirement plan as per RFP 1517. Renewal is for the 2022 term. 11, contract amendment, assets and infrastructure design services, HMR Architects of Princeton, New Jersey, $78,990. Original contract provided a stabilization and preservation plan for the grist mill at the Sunrise Mill Historic Site. Amendment provides architectural and emergency lighting that will allow the building to be safely occupied by the public, as well as remaining restoration services required to complete the restoration of the mill. 12, contract amendment, Information Technology Solutions Consultant, RSM Disease and Outbreak Management Systems, $136,520. Original contract provided the implementation of a disease and outbreak management system. Amendment provides 718 hours of service for 2021 to provide training, reporting, support, and registration services, and an extension of the contract term through May 31, 2022. Current amendment provides for the correction to the noted revised contract value approved on Resolution 21-C.555 dated 12/16/2021. 13, contract amendment, Planning Commission, consultants, NV5 Incorporated of Parsippany, New Jersey, $1,799.35. Original contract provided for a cross-county trail east feasibility study. Amendment provides production of a Spanish version of the Wiki map. 14, contract amendment, Planning Commission, engineering, JBC Associates Incorporated of King of Prussia, PA, no cost. Original contract provided a construction management firm to oversee all details of the construction of the entire Lafayette Street project. Amendment provides a no-cost time extension of the contract through June 30, 2022 to complete the Americans with Disabilities Act compliance. 15, contract amendment, Planning Commission, engineering, Pannoni Associates Incorporated of Philadelphia, PA, no cost. Original contract provided construction inspection services for Phase 3 of the Lafayette Street Extension project. Amendment provides a no-cost time extension of the contract through June 30, 2022 to perform project closeout services. 16, contract amendment, Veterans Affairs, flags, Metro Flag Company of Wharton, New Jersey, $7,188. Contract provided flags for use by the members of the Southeastern PA Counties Cooperative Purchasing Board. Amendment provides sourcing flags from Metro Flag. Montgomery County will purchase 438 gross for the Veterans Affairs Department. 17, contract amendment, Health and Human Services, Office of Public Health. Valley Forge Tourism and Convention Board of King of Prussia, PA, $900,000. Amendment provides for $900,000 of county funds from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania Department of Health Immunization Program to fund the county's vaccination marketing program with the Valley Forge Tourism and Convention Board. Vaccination and marketing program completed in 2021 included the development of an integrated marketing plan to target Montco's 16 to 30-year-olds and encourage vaccinations against COVID-19. This amendment replaces $900,000 of CARES Act funding previously approved for the vaccination marketing program. 18, there are 2 contracts, 9 contract renewals, and 8 amendments for health and human services. Providers and services are listed at the end of the agenda and the back of the room.
Thank you. I will move to approve the preceding awards of contracts as described by the Deputy Chief Operating Officer, Ms. Barbara O'Malley, and to authorize the proper county officials to execute the same, subject to the approval of the county solicitor. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment?
I would just like to request that we amend the motion on the floor to separate contract amendment number 17 on the agenda. I originally opposed the contract, and now that it's amendment, I'd like to stay consistent opposing that. It's the vaccination marketing program plan that targets individuals 16 to 30 years old, which includes minors, and I'm not comfortable with that. So if you could please amend your motion to separate 17, I would appreciate it.
All right, I will accept that amendment. So unless there's any additional comments, we will vote right now on items 1 through 16 and item 18. Any additional board comment? Okay. All right, hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. And next, I will move to approve contract amendment number 17 as described by Ms. O'Malley. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. And Ms. Washington, if you could do a roll call vote, please.
Chair Arkoosh.
Aye.
Vice Chair Lawrence.
Aye.
Commissioner Gale.
Opposed.
Motion carries. All right. Next, we have awards of contract through emergency procurement for assets and infrastructure.
Yes, there is a contract award, emergency repair, Chadwick Service Company of Bensalem, PA, not to exceed $25,000. Contract provides for emergency installation work as a result of a failed heater motor in the courthouse.
Thank you. I will move. Okay. So we are declaring that by the county commissioners that an actual emergency existed as defined by Section 1802B of the county code, thereby permitting the county of Montgomery through its chief clerk or chief operating officer to enter into such contracts without meeting the requirements of Section 1802 of the county code as may be required to restore and maintain heat at the Montgomery County Courthouse. Be it further resolved that the proper county officials, in accordance with the authority conferred by law, subject to the approval of the county solicitor, are hereby authorized to enter into a contract with Chadwick Services Company of Bensalem, Pennsylvania, for a replacement heater motor in the Montgomery County Courthouse with a cost of $25,000. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. Also, under emergency procurement, an awarded contract around Hurricane Ida.
1, response services, assets and infrastructure engineering, Pannoni Associates Incorporated, Philadelphia, PA, $74,086.40. Contract provides for engineering review of bridges damaged during Hurricane Ida. 2, response services, assets and infrastructure, bridge repairs, Loftus Construction Incorporated of Cinnaminson, New Jersey, $263,207.91. Contract provides for emergency repairs to bridges damaged during Hurricane Ida.
Thank you. I will move to approve the preceding awards of contract as described by the Deputy Chief Operating Officer, Ms. Barbara O'Malley, and to authorize the proper county officials to execute the same, subject to the approval of the county solicitor. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment? Hearing none, move to a vote. Any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. All right, next, awards of contract for assets and infrastructure construction projects.
1, contract award, Information and Technology Solutions, Relocation Services, SunGuard Availability Services, LP of Wayne, PA, $466,488. Contract provides for the relocation of 2 data centers in Norristown to an off-site location. RFP 2043 was viewed by 30 providers with 4 responses received. Contract is awarded to the highest rated responder. Contract is for a period of 36 months. 2, contract award, Information Technology Solutions Engineering, Pomeroy Technologies, LLC of Hebron, Kentucky, $109,220. Contract provides project engineering resources to assist with the planning and moving of the Information Technology Solutions data centers. Resources will identify the necessary steps and required hardware to facilitate the migration. Services are available through the PA State contract. 3, contract amendment, assets and infrastructure engineering. Gannett Plumbing Incorporated of Camp Hill, PA, $70,000. Original contract provided for engineering and a survey to establish baseline parameters related to vibration and noise monitoring during the Montgomery County Justice Center project. Contract will also establish the plan needed migration and future monitoring measures after construction starts. Amendment provides for continued services through the conclusion of Phase 1, accounting for higher than anticipated event counts and additional time on analysis and remediation. 4, contract amendment, assets and infrastructure, equipment rentals, multiple providers, $175,000. Original contract provided for equipment rental services on an as-needed basis as per specification 6400. Amendment provides for a 3-month extension while the new specification is being contracted and finalized.
Great, thank you. I will move to approve the preceding awards of contract as described by the Deputy Chief Operating Officer, Ms. Barbara O'Malley, and to authorize the proper county officials to execute the same subject to the approval of the county solicitor. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment?
I'll be opposing this, so if we can either do a roll call vote or.
Yeah. Okay, with that, Ms. Washington.
Chair Arkoosh,
Aye.
Vice Chair Lawrence,
Aye.
Commissioner Gale,
Opposed.
All right, motion carries. Okay, finally, awards of contract for the Southeastern Pennsylvania Regional Task Force.
Yes. 1, we have a contract award training, Texas A&M Engineering Extension Services of College Station, Texas, $34,235.46. Contract provides for advanced ordnance recognition for the law enforcement training for the regional counties. Training is proprietary. 2, contract award equipment maintenance, Federal Resources Supply Company of Stevensville, Maryland, $60,000. Contract provides for maintenance and calibration of the major incident response team equipment for the regional counties. Services are available through a federal GSA contract. 3, contract renewal software, ESI Acquisition Incorporated of Atlanta, Georgia, $142,325. Contract provides the renewal of the Web EOC software for the regional counties. Web EOC is a real-time information sharing of operational details from various government and public safety groups in response to an imminent threat, emergency, or disaster. Software is proprietary.
I will move to approve the preceding awards of contract on behalf of the Southeast Pennsylvania Regional Task Force as described by the Deputy Chief Operating Officer, Ms. Barbara O'Malley, and to authorize the proper county officials to execute the same subject to the approval of the county solicitor. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. Are there any closing commissioner comments? No? Okay, then I will announce that our next Board of Commissioners meeting will be February 3rd, 2022, and I will move to adjourn the January 20th, 2022 meeting of the Montgomery County Board of Commissioners. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment? Hearing none, move to a vote. Any negative votes? Meeting is adjourned. We will move to salary board. Good morning, Controller Sanchez.
Good morning.
Is there any public comment on salary board?
No.
Okay. Then is there, oh, Ms. Pardieu, I'm sorry.
Thank you. Good morning, members of Salary Board. You should have in front of you the final copy of the Salary Board list. It is a 3-page document dated Wednesday, January 19th, 2022, with a timestamp of 3:50 p.m. Of note, we have 7 retirees. Jean Corrigan from Assets and Infrastructure after 9 years. Frederick Blankenberg from Children and Youth after 28 years. Judy Serafisi from Health and Human Services after 36 years. David Budner from the Juvenile Probation Office after 36 years. Rosalind Ford from the Juvenile Probation Office after 26 years. Ruth Fairbanks Harper from Senior Services after 7 years. And Rochelle Loper from Senior Services after 22 years. All positions have been reviewed and accounted for and are presented for Salary Board consideration.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the January 20th, 2022 Salary Board presentation as given by Director of Human Resources, Ms. Donna Pardieu, and to authorize the proper county officials to execute the same?
So moved.
By Controller Sanchez. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment? I would just want to thank all of these retirees. I know we're going to hear an acknowledgement of one of them shortly, but this is just a considerable and extraordinary amount of public service to our community, and just want to thank them all and wish them all the best in a very, very long and happy retirement.
I'd like to wish them all the best as well. I'd like to give a special shout out to Jean Corrigan, who I've known for years and who's dedicated her life to public service. So best wishes, Jean.
Okay, and any other board comments? No. All right, then we will move to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. And I know we have Nadine Miller. Good morning, Nadine.
Good morning, Commissioners, and thank you for the opportunity to speak about one of our longstanding employees. As you've already heard, and it's with a bittersweet sentiment that I share with you that Fred Blankenberg will retire from the Office of Children and Youth on March 1st. I know that when I say he will be greatly missed, I speak for the entire agency. There's very few people that day in and day out maintain a positive and uplifting attitude, but that's Fred. He is dependable, caring, a true team player, and so there are just a few words to describe him. He's held a number of roles at OCY over the years. However, by far, the most memorable are those where he was our MC or a DJ for an event. He's never been shy to dress up for a children's event. He's written and played songs for us, and he's always just showed up to help. Fred has been with the county and Children and Youth, as you've heard, for 28 years. And as he has stated many, many times, he grew up at OCY, and this is his family. So as Fred moves on to new adventures and continues to have positive influence on people, he will always, always be welcome back to OCY family functions. I just want to say thank you, Fred, for your years of service and the indelible impact that you've had on children and families and your OCY family. And we certainly wish you nothing but the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Nadine. That was really lovely. And again, all of our best to all of our many, many retirees today. With that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn the January 20th, 2022 meeting of the Montgomery County Salary Board.
So moved.
Moved by Controller Sanchez. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Any negative votes? Hearing none, meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everybody.